Today, we're taking a look at William Byron's Axalta number 24, 2022 Chevrolet Camaro ZL1 NASCAR Nextgen kit from Salvinos JR Models. 124 scale full detail kit. Just got released within the last couple of weeks, and it is going to be the last of the four main Hendrick cars to be released. And it is today's What's in the Box. And getting started now with the body, and you can see it is molded in black. Now we're taking a look at parts tree F, which is the hood and the low downforce spoiler parts tree. And the low downforce spoiler, which is on the real car a two-piece solid and clear Lexan. The top part here would be clear, and the bottom part here is solid. Unfortunately, they molded it as one solid piece. Getting started now with parts GB, and this is the underside plate / chassis parts tree. There's a look at the underside plate with the rear diffuser. And then down here you have the dash, or the cluster, the fuel filler. This will be where the main roll cage sits, and this area needs to be painted in chassis gray. So up here we have the two pieces of the radiator airbox, and its two-piece, the seat, which is two pieces. You have the headrest here. And a ducting piece that goes from the the airbox to the radiator airbox. And now moving on to parts tree C, which has a little bit more chassis parts and the wheels. So here in this corner we have the leg rests for the seat, the oil pan, pedals, radiator, one piece, window net, A-pillar net, backside of the radiator. Over here we have the prop shaft, the rear wheel well pieces. Down here we have the two-piece of the vents that push the air out through the hood vents, part of the pedal box, inner brace that goes on top of the engine. And here we have the two-piece wheels, BBS. Now we're going to focus on the tires, Goodyear Eagle slicks. They will need a little bit of sanding. Now we're taking a look at parts tree A, which is suspension and engine parts. I'm going to start up here, this corner, which has some of the suspension pieces. Up here you have part of the rear bumper bracing, and that's the front bumper bracing. The rear spindles, and more control arms. Over here we have the springs, shocks, strut package, rear part of the engine, bell housing, radiator hoses up top, more control arms, excuse me. Down here we have more spindles, more control arms, and we have the valve covers, headers, block, water pump, and accessory front plate, the intake, another spindle, another set of wiring. And moving on parts tree G. A little more of suspension parts, chassis parts. So here in this corner we have the two-piece transaxle, or the transmission, excuse me. The ends of the exhaust pipes, one of the pulleys, the brakes actually look pretty good. The detail's pretty nice on them. Another one of the pulley belts. So here you have the rear bumper, steering shaft, half shafts, tie rod, or the steering gear shift lever, rear part of the, or front part of the transmission, transaxle, whatever we call it. Here we have the headers, steering wheel. Down here we have the front bumper and what the roll cage is going to be built on, the frame of the roll cage. Now we're going to take a look at parts tree D, which is the next part tree is going to be for the chassis frame parts tree, and they're molded in white, as you can see. So we're going to start here in this corner. Over here you have the rear part of the roll bars. It's where the rear clip is going to attach to. Then we have the rear package shelf, the rear tray, whatever you want to call it. Just covers up the rear clip, basically. Two-piece. Down here we have the rear clip, left and right sides, the bottom half, the fuel tank top side, and then here we have the rear roll cage bulkhead. It's going to be the interior side, and this up here is going to be for the in-car camera system, communication system, I believe is what that is. And then here in this corner we have the firewall, the second piece for the rear tray, and the end piece for the rear clip. And now we're taking a look at parts tree E, which is more roll cage parts. Up in this corner we have the top part of the roll cage hanging on by a thread, basically. That's going to be the top side. And then next to it will be the driver's side roll bar padding. And over here we have the left and right side roll bar, door roll bars, a crossbar, a vertical bar. And down here we have the tunnel, the prop shaft tunnel. Another crossbar, left and right side for the front clip. And over here we have another roll bar, a mirror, rearview mirror. This is going to be part of the crossbar, for another crossbar in the front clip, lower piece of the front clip. Cool air box, fire suppression bottles, ignition pack up here, coil pack, or ignition pack, excuse me. And now we're going to take a look at the clear parts tree. So here we have the front and rear windows. The rear windows do have the vents. The front window has the vent. Here we have the two-piece shark fin, which is nice. I like how they did it in two pieces instead of the one piece like the Revell kits did. Here we have the quarter windows. So it's an A-pillar window. And here we have the passenger side window, which is used at all tracks. The high downforce spoiler, which they molded in clear so you could paint the lower section black. So they did this one correct, basically. And now we're going to take a look at the decal sheets, and there are 3 of them. So we'll just start with this one, which is going to be the orange decal sheet with the roof number. So you have the decal for the roof, the hood, the nose, and looks like for the deck lid, as well as the roof number, which again is they cut out for the roof cam and the antennas and stuff, which is great. I'm glad that they're moving forward doing that. Very nice. And a decal to go on top of the camera pod. And like I like to call this one the detail decal sheet, which has the headlight decals, taillight decals, the grill decals, all the other decals you need. So realistically, all you need to do for this one is just paint the body black, and the decals will take care of the rest. I really don't want to try and paint this one at all. Definitely want to use the decals. So you see, you got everything on here you need. You got your tire decals. So that, my friends, is going to do it for this look at William Byron's Axalta number 24 Chevrolet Camaro ZL1 NASCAR Nextgen kit from Salvinos JR Models. And yes, if you want to get yourself some NASCAR Nextgen color match paint, Jameson Scalefinishes can do that for you. He is doing paints for all the Salvinos JR models now. So don't forget to use coupon code PETENS10 at checkout. You save yourself 10% on your order. Now this one you just need black. Any black will do basically. So, here we go. On that note, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.